So much going on right now.
Messing with it and dropped it and cracked the crystal on it.
It's the moments like this that make it all worth it, man.
Hope to God it's not what I think it is.
Find the right watch at the right price, only for it to sell within 5 minutes.
I just washed my hands. I can do it again for the camera.
Cigar kind of looks like a doobie. It's kind of funny.
You gonna close the deal today?
Yeah, 100%.
They devalued a lot of watches that way.
The way it's winding as well.
That's the dagger.
Guys, we are buying.
Hey, I will answer the hard questions.
That's just how it is in this industry.
Let's go find Jimmy in his natural habitat. Jimmy,
Hey,
good morning.
how's it going, Matt? Welcome back.
Good, good. How are you?
Oh, it's another good week. Another good week here at Grand Caliber, but extremely busy week. So much going on right now. Everything's firing on all cylinders. We have a gentleman that came in. We are hiring different sales trainers to come in to do some sales training with our team, because one of the big things is, I don't care who you are. If you've been in sales, you always know that there's a ability to learn something different. I think that's what really great salespeople do, is they're constantly learning. And so when we took a look at our team, we felt like sales training could benefit those guys. And not just the sales team, but training for myself, training for sales managers, training in operations. You gotta be introspective in order to improve. So the team right now, the sales team, is in that meeting. They're doing a 48-hour or 2-day sales training. That's underway. Let's walk and talk a little bit. Ooh. Hide this stuff. This is sensitive information. On my end, the reason I'm not in that room is because I'm working on preparing stuff for an investment group that's coming in from Chicago. As everyone knows, we are looking for an injection of capital. Right now is the really good time, just because inventory or watch prices are very low. So we want to expand our inventory. We've been talking to this investment group in Chicago, but the big thing with these investment groups is that they want real data. Right? This is not a private investor that, hey, we're going to give you $1 million. We're going after more of the traditional investor. So that means that I spent all week, and this sounds boring, but it's what is needed. Spent all week looking at our cash flow, balance sheet, creating projections, calculating EBITDA, taking a look at cap tables, really providing them with all the information that they want when they do their due diligence. So they're coming in tomorrow. They're going to meet the team. The sales training will still be taking place tomorrow, so they'll get to meet the team, see the training, but then also discuss the numbers and the finances. On top of that, Alex was here. Look, he doesn't. It's Friday. He's not even here. He's busy working on our marketing for the Big 12 American Athletic Conference in SMU, doing some reels, doing some announcement videos, some kickoff videos. In addition, we've been working on some other partnerships in the background that I can't announce just yet. So getting those legally buttoned up, making sure that everyone has employment contracts created and completed with Grand Caliber, because we've done some changes to commission. I know you guys saw a video last week talking about sales commission between Vic, Alfred, and the rest of the sales team. We agreed to a couple of things, and so getting that properly documented, working with payroll to calculate all that, just the little things. And then still working on this CRM, working on the Salesforce build out. Super excited about this. Look, there are a lot of people out there that's focusing on selling watches, like they should. You see this at pretty much every gray market dealer. What I want is to figure out a system where obviously sales is important, but how do we make it easier for the sales team, and therefore also providing a better experience for the client? And it starts with the automations, the workflows, because you can have the best salesperson in the world, but if they're dealt with improper tools or not the right scenario, they're not going to do as well as they should be. So to maximize the sales training that's going on, we got to fix the foundation. So it's been a busy week, Matt. Probably just as busy as you are editing these days, huh?
Yes. I've got to get back up front, Jimmy. Vic has a client that's coming in to buy a watch for his father-in-law. We've got team lunch today.
Team lunch. It's going to be a surprise today. I got a surprise for the team. It's going to be a real nice Texas meal. Don't forget, you're going to be flying out next week with us. We are going to go out to San Francisco, meet the client that's going to be consigning 25 watches, hopefully 100, 150. That's the expectation, but there's no sense in bringing all those watches on at once. We're going to stagger them out. Also want to feel out the relationship. It's a busy time. I think business is really picking up. Hopefully we start to get a little more foot traffic. A lot of our traffic right now is mostly through website sales, Instagram sales, social media sales. I think there's a real opportunity to get a little more foot traffic in here. So hopefully we do, especially as the holiday season starts to come around the corner. Look, I'm excited with everything here. You know, we've been talking about change for several months on this channel, and I think people realize that change doesn't necessarily happen overnight. You might have the best idea in the world, but it's still going to take time to implement it if you want to implement it the right way. But hopefully the viewers out there are starting to see that culture change, starting to see some of the things that we've implemented take place. Could we do better? Yes. Could we be in a better spot? Absolutely. Could I do a better job? 100%. But we're happy with the progress we're making. So stay tuned, guys.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Still looking good.
Yeah, I've been wearing it too much.
Man, we had to buy this man so many extra links. You looking good?
I appreciate it.
Shoot, yeah. Let me grab my key though for you. My watch is over there.
Okay.
You want anything to drink?
I'm okay right now, thank you. Y'all still got that music, AP?
gone, bro.
How much y'all sell that for? Just out of curiosity.
Realistically, the market on that watch is around 55.
Okay.
Yeah. Then when they came out of the gate, they were swinging at 100K. I mean,
I wish
swinging.
they offered it to me, I turned it down.
Whoa. You know what bugs me about that watch? It doesn't have a date. I don't know. That bothers me.
Who is that for?
My father-in-law.
Okay. Now I may have to get him some additional links. It's a little short. That's how it came in.
He's a small dude. It might fit.
That one there, it's clean. I mean, you know, they just bracelets and stuff like that. Especially the older ones tend to get a lot
That's
more
not that
stress than
bad,
that.
yeah. Is this 36?
It is a 36.
Yeah, that looks small. What about this one with the white dial? What is the price on that one? That's not a fluted bezel though. I know he originally wanted a white dial.
Now what I've been doing, I have a couple clients that just add the fluted bezel.
Yeah.
Because if you buy it with the fluted, it's gonna be like anywhere from 15 to 2,000 more.
Right.
Just coming from Rolex. I could get the bezels for about $12.50, so you just save a little bit. So September 2021, they're asking 11.5.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is pre-owned, excellent condition. Those go for like 12.5 brand new. So
Yeah.
how's this wrist size? You say he's a smaller dude. Does he fit those well? The 36?
This will be his first watch, man.
Oh
So-
really? Oh man, look here.
So that's why, like, you know, it's.
Yeah, I mean seriously, that's even for people that have a collection. I mean it's a timeless piece.
How hard would it be to get links? Do y'all have some?
I can check and see if I have some, and if not, my watchmaker, those particular ones are easy to come by.
Okay. Yesterday was his birthday, so my
Okay.
mother-in-law wanted to buy it for him, and I'm just pitching in on it.
Yep.
And she was like, any type of way you can help me save on this shit.
This will have a 1-year warranty on the movement.
Okay.
So anything that we sell that's not under factory warranty. And any others that you want me to pull out, I can do for you.
Okay. He's been wanting a Rolex for a while, and me and my wife have a pretty nice collection, so we've been trying to help find him some, and we've been dealing with Marco for a while. I think this will be, like the 4th or 5th piece I've bought through Marco.
Oh, right on. Well, that's a hell of a gift for your father-in-law.
Yeah.
Does he have any idea that might be the case? No idea?
No idea. I'm flying them in tomorrow. They live in Louisiana, so flying them up here tomorrow, him, my mother-in-law, and then we'll surprise him with it.
Right on. Congrats, dude. That's great.
Thank you, yeah.
Yes.
So here we have a 16234. So a 2001 model date just. It has the hollow links in there. He might need another link, so I'm just gonna see. We did have an extra one, see if that one fits in here, and he's a good client of mine, so definitely gonna take care of him. Just throw that link in for him.
Yeah, this guy's father-in-law is gonna flip out.
All right, and he doesn't even know. It's the moments like this that make it all worth it, man. It's I just look and think back to when I got my first piece, first Rolex or high-end watch, I should say, and it's exciting. You know, you work hard for it. Not everyone is always in a position to be able to buy something like this, so. You know, when we're able to help people out on their first watch, it's pretty dope. So I got you a box.
Oh, man. Thank you, bro.
And it's the older box, which is more period correct for that one.
Okay.
You know, the early models, so. Pleasure.
Appreciate you,
Most
bro.
definitely.
Good to meet you too, bro.
Good to meet you, man.
Y'all have a good one.
All right.
Well, I didn't. A friend of mine did, messing with it, and
Okay.
dropped it and cracked the crystal on it. The dial was severely scratched, or well, in this watch person's eyes, it wasn't severely scratched, but it was scratched enough. I noticed it without a loop.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to figure out, our course of action here to get it fixed. We already got the replacement crystal installed, but obviously when they handed me the watch back, I saw the scratch on the dial, and I was like, no, we can't have that.
You bought the watch
So-
from us?
No. This is the 36 Explorer that we had, not the 39 that we bought from you.
Oh, okay. Is it it's a newer 36, I take it, right? 4270.
4270.
Oh, okay. That's good news. All right. Well, the good news is I should fairly easily be able to locate you a dial. We could replace it. Obviously, you want to check the hands.
This guy was quoting me, dude, $2,000 or something.
For a
Is
dial?
that asinine?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I need to research and see what I'm coming up with. But I mean, if he's paying $500 for a dial and marking it up $1,500, I have no idea. You know what I mean?
So you don't think it's costing him from like a wholesaler from where you guys get your shit?
I mean, listen, dude. Like, if I find the dial for $800, I'm just gonna pass it off to you to help you out. It's not a big deal. The only thing we're gonna charge up is the install and so forth, because our watchmaker is gonna charge us. So, typically on deals like that, I just try to help people out as much as I can. I mean, I'm not gonna double the value of a dial just to, you know, it's not worth it.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right,
Thank you so
thanks.
much. I
Okay.
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
We just got this in. I hope to God it's not what I think it is. I think this is payment for that white gold.
White gold
I
sub
think the white gold is-
126619.
I mean, I really hope it's not.
Let me see. Oh yeah.
It's definitely not a watch. Fuck me.
You serious? How did that even make it through FedEx?
You know how much of a pain in the ass this is? I hope people realize, like, this is gonna be a running joke on YouTube or whatever that, oh, no one's actually gonna mail you cash. No, we actually have people that mail us cash, and they don't even do us the courtesy of giving us like hundreds. This looks like all 20s.
Oh my god. That's ridiculous.
I have an idea how much this is because I know what the invoice is. Eric, do you want to get Jai? How much cash do you think this is, Eric?
All that?
Yeah.
40,000.
What do you think?
It's too high.
47.
47.5? Son, what do you think this? How much do you think this is?
Cut it.
You know why? He knows because he's the one that sends. Did you send a tracking label out for this?
Yeah. I'm gonna guess this is about 20 grand.
Well, let me count this and figure it out, and I'll get back to you guys. But future clients, if you guys can send a cashier's check, that'd be nice. If you guys can do a wire, that's even better. Cash in a bag does not really work. Now we got to figure out who this client is, and we have to get them to sign an 8300 form because definitely over $10,000 of cash. This is a pain in my butt. I know a lot of people say cash is king, and I'll take cash, I'll take cash. Cash is actually the bane of our existence because it is so much trickier to work with. You got to get proper documentation. I'm surprised that this even went missing. Like, why this didn't go missing. The day in the life of Grand Caliber.
The luxury watch destination.
The luxury watch destination.
Already either put out another call.
Well, I put out calls all morning. I've been looking for this watch all week. I've been working on it for 5 days straight.
Man, that's what happened with. Or Jai, do you want to explain?
I have a client who wanted to buy a watch. It had to be at 24.5. He was so particular at 24. And then I finally found him. It needed to be an August date. All these criteria, right? And I finally find him one dated today. Daytona 116503 white dial. And the dealer hits me up. He's like, I got that watch. We found out the right price. And then I'm like, all right, hold for 30 seconds. I confirm with my client. I get back to that guy. And then he's like, the watch sold. So I spent 5 days working with this guy to find the right watch at the right price, only for it to sell within 5 minutes. Just like, come on, you know?
Yes.
Just so annoying.
Alfred, how should that dealer have handled that situation?
So in the dealer world, there's two things. It's mazal, and that's like the deal's done, you can't go back on it. And then there's a term called sold beats hold. I had a watch, and I posted it, and a dealer said, hey, let me hold that for 3 hours. And I say, okay, no problem. And I already posted that watch. If somebody publicly said sold on that, it has to go to that dealer that actually said sold and not the dealer that I said I'll hold it for. That's just how it is in this industry. With clients, obviously we'll give them the courtesy of if we are holding your watch because we're waiting on a deposit or we're waiting on a wire, obviously, you know, we're going to take care of the client first.
Wow, look who decided to come in.
You wanna say hi?
Something that's exciting that you guys know, I love the Dan Chappell art. So we actually got 6 more of his prints in earlier this week. They're getting framed right now. So hopefully by not this episode, but the following episode, you'll see 3 more pieces of art here and then 2 more on that side. And then, you know, we have a lot of things that we need to do. I'll show you over here. This is going to be made into a client room, so we definitely need to get some more art, spruce this place up. Unfortunately, you know, Trent, this used to be her office. She's no longer with us. We wish her well in her next opportunity. It looks pretty bare. If I was a client, I wouldn't want to be in here right now. So you know what I do best, right? Go in, maybe a little painting, a little sprucing. That's actually my therapy is when I'm tired of crunching numbers on an Excel spreadsheet. I actually find it therapeutic to just clean. And in this case, it's not really cleaning. It's like renovating. That's going to be maybe a Saturday, Sunday project. Things are slowly changing. Let's see if the food's here yet. You said here, and I said I went down to B1.
Yeah, I was there.
That was quicker than you, Jimmy.
What do we have today, Deja?
Today we got Pecan Lodge, so we got barbecue. Yes.
Is it Pecan Lodge or Pecan Lodge?
I've lived in Dallas my entire life, and I say pecan.
Tell them what you told me, Deja. You got 3 troughs of
Yeah,
food?
we got 3 troughs, and we got 2 quarts of mac and cheese and a quart of potato salad, and tons of rolls too.
Comment below, is it pecan or pecan?
It's pecans.
I see, I use both. If it's pie, I say pecan pie.
Pecan
no.
sounds like a freaking bird, like an exotic bird.
Pecan is everything else.
You can't tell them to put it in the comments because they're just gonna be like, I pronounce it pecan, not pecan, but it's gonna sound the same.
ESL.
Call us on our main line and tell us how to pronounce it
We're gonna get
over
so
the phone.
many calls.
It's pecan!
Alright, do you want to do the honors? I feel like I do this every week.
Let's see what we have. I
Wash
might
your
not
hands?
be. I just washed my hands. I can do it again for the camera.
I've been yelled at. I've been said that Asian guy takes too much control, so I'm delegating today. Well, that's a double wash for the camera. This is what we call employee perks here. We just got a nice little Nespresso machine.
Who brought that in?
Alfred.
Yeah?
Well, we bought it from him. But it's here for employee perks.
Did he have it on Facebook
Just
Marketplace?
listen. The only reason why they paid me for it is because my girlfriend bought it, and I don't want her to just.
They gave us a good deal.
What's the current market value on this beauty?
I don't know, but what I was told is that depending on where you put this thing determines how much. I'm trying to film over here.
Jimmy, you did good this week.
Hey, you guys did good. Sales were great until yesterday. Yesterday was a slow day, so maybe we should take this back.
Are you a fan of barbecue?
When I moved to Texas, I thought I was gonna be having barbecue like every day.
That's why I asked you. I know you're not from here, so I figured you'd have the most interesting answer.
So like I craved barbecue, and then I had it like 3 times, and I was like, okay, I'm good for the year.
All right, you said you like barbecue?
Oh, I love barbecue.
So, what's the best type of barbecue? Is it Texas, Memphis, Kansas City?
Texas. No, you can't even go wrong. It's Texas.
I can't complain with that. Texas barbecue all the way. Do you
Yeah.
know what Texas barbecue is though?
What?
See? You say Texas. So Texas barbecue is all salt and pepper.
Oh.
Salt and pepper. That's it. But I do think it's the best. Let us know in the comments what's the best barbecue.
So anybody in Dallas or DFW, where do you go?
This is the barbecue guy right here. Right
Where's
here.
the best barbecue joint in Dallas?
I'd say Franklin's in Austin, Texas is pretty up there.
What about Lockhart? Lockhart?
Okay, that Lockhart is good, but that's not in the competition level. Where like
Oh.
Snow's barbecue, Franklin's barbecue. In Dallas, I would say Cadillac or Pecan Lodge.
Everybody says Terry Black's, and I'm like, I don't
I
like
get that
Terry
a lot
Black's.
too.
Terry Black's is good. I mean, if you don't want to wait in line, you want to get in, have a good time. You see this belly here for YouTube? I know where to eat in Dallas, okay? All right, well, we got some brisket, some ribs, some sausage, and a big beef rib. Take a look at that.
So we just ate a big lunch and I'm on my way to change up the scenery a little bit, and I got something cool to show you guys. I've been having issues with this. Mo. Okay, it works.
Oh, Marco hit no tip.
I did, I hit
No-
20%.
No tip, Marco.
Rewind the tape.
Lick your lips real slow.
No! Cigar kind of looks like a doobie, it's kind of funny. Doesn't have like a really strong bite to it, it's really just overall like really smooth. It's Arturo Fuentes, they always make a great product. It's a 15-20 minute cigar, so we're on the fly, so this is quick and easy. So as you guys know, in the last video, I've acquired another personal piece, a 1675 exclamation dial, the 1961, and today we're gonna discuss this watch a little bit. We're gonna dive into its history, and then we're gonna dive into something really interesting. A couple of years ago, I helped a guy who runs a pawn shop buy a GMT. Unfortunately, it was a situation I couldn't be there in person for. It was kind of over the phone buying, kind of helping and assisting. Knowing that he was a pawn shop, I kind of figured he was buying this watch pretty cheap. So I helped him buy this watch, you know, and all the questions I was asking over the phone on this watch were passing, and it sounded like it was the right watch. I did get some let's just say they were Android photos of the watch, not the best. So I was not working with the best pictures, so I told him to buy the watch. Long story short, he bought the watch. I showed up and inspected said watch, and unfortunately, it was fake. you know, I wasn't able to get out there and check this watch out. Long story short, I was pretty embarrassed for myself. I don't win them all. It's an exclamation dial GMT that somebody recreated. But the way this watch was recreated, past all the checks that I asked for over the phone, I was like, hey, hit it with the black light. What's it doing? And let's dive right into it. Luckily, the situation worked itself out. I ended up having to buy the watch from the guy because I felt really bad, and he ended up only paying like $5,500 for it over the counter at the time. Keep in mind, had he got this watch over the counter and it was legit at the time, it would have been a mid-20s to low 30K watch. First thing we always check is the movement. And this is where this particular watch got me, is that it actually has a real Rolex movement. And it's when they checked the movement, it happened to be a 1570 GMT movement. That was correct. So I was like, well, that's a great sign. The next thing we kind of look at is the bracelet, etc., etc. He described the bracelet to me, which I was like, okay, it sounds like a later bracelet, 78360, which was commonly used in the 70s and 80s. So there's actually factory parts on this watch. But what's interesting is it's vintage and it's fake. You know, a lot of fake Rolexes that you guys encounter in the wild are mostly the sport models, the subs, the GMTs, the Daytonas. There's fake watches in the modern world that would absolutely fool a novice buyer. This is kind of true in the vintage world. Sometimes there's fakes out there that are very, 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 you know, articulately put together. Like these people know what, you know, they know what to do, and it's very scary. And today we have one to show you. What we're also looking at is this Vietnamese built watch, because the only people really putting out very accurate cases that are actually shaped kind of correctly, that actually have the DNA of what their counterpart is very famously sold in Vietnam and over in Asia. As you notice, this is an exclamation dial, fake hands, fake inserts. This is what's called a fuchsia insert. On a real fuchsia insert, if we were to just pop the back of a fuchsia insert, the back should be completely the same color as the front. It should be this purple, but it's royal blue. That's obviously not correct. Okay, so look at the back of that, it's orange. And this is the correct bezel for a gilt dial, because it's the base metal on the older ones were copper, not aluminum. I know you guys seen me use this in other videos, so we're gonna dive right into it. You guys already know what this is all about. Not really picking anything up. And then if we go here, there you go. This is pretty low. Normally, if this was a 6542 or something with a lot of radium, this would go off the charts. You guys see how that's lighting up green like that? So radium will reflect like a very bright lime green in a sense, and then when you pull it away, there's no glow. It's like right now that glow just quit. And if you were in a really dark room, it would be lit up for maybe like 5 seconds. Okay, so that when I called this guy, I asked him, hey, hit the dial with the black light. He said, okay, sure, I've got a black light here. And he did, and I said, what did it do? He said it died off very quickly. I said, that's a very good sign. The movement's good, bracelet was good, you know, from what I could see from very shitty pictures. I don't know how they did that, how they got that effect so accurate, but it's scary. Okay, that is really scary.
Because that Lume is 100% fake.
I don't know what they use. I mean, that's actually something I want to figure out, how they did that, because that's really interesting. Because most of the time they just use a luminous material, which just, when you hit it with the black light, it'll stay lit up for 30, 40, maybe a minute. Once you have that, it's like, all right, well, the dial's been redone, or what we call relumed. And if it's been relumed, you'll know that because it'll just stay glowing. Because the reason they relumed dials back in the day was because people were trying to keep the functionality going from why they bought the watch. Because like back in the day, if you bought a Rolex, you wanted it to be able to tell you time at night. And what happened was Rolexes quit glowing after 20 years. So what happened, people were like, well, that's part of the perks of owning this watch, is seeing it at night. So they would take it to a watchmaker and say, hey, I want my watch to glow again at night. What can we do? And of course the watchmaker said, well, we could scrape off that old material and reapply it and blah, blah, blah. And I'll do a good job so it doesn't look like a mess. Well, they devalued a lot of watches that way. However they relumed this dial, they knew what they were doing. This is what's scary, is because they knew that trait exists on the original one. So if we go to this watch, which we always showed you, 100% original, watch this. It does the exact same color, and it behaves exactly the same. When we pull it away, it doesn't continue to glow. If we were in a really dark room, it would behave exactly the same as this dial. You know, it's just doing the exact same thing. So
wow.
You see that? That is just what's so wild. The color, the behavior, and we know this is a refinished dial, because as soon as I got to this watch in person, I was like, oh shit.
I was like, this is awkward. When you look at the crown guards on these are called eagle beak crown guards. You know, they have a unique shape. They're called mostly PCG, as you'll hear that term a lot in the vintage world. That means pointed crown guards. The more rare variation is called an eagle beak. These are pointed crown guards. So if you look at this case, when you have an exclamation dial in a PCG case, that's correct. This case just has it's a little too crispy, and obviously the crown guards to me just look way too thick and pronounced. But the fact that this case can house a 1570 movement just scares me. You'll notice just how thick this case is compared to the original, and how this is much thinner. You know, like this actually has some, you know, more wear on it, has more overall warmth to it, as it should. This watch just looks a little too posh in a sense. It's just too polished and almost newer looking with no real wear and tear. As you can see, they can fake traits all the way back to the early 60s. They can fake 6542s, they can fake Paul Newmans. I mean, they can start diving really deep into what a Rolex should be as far as the traits go, but they just can never really copy that warmth that you will find on a real dial. And it's a big difference when you see somebody trying to copy an aging effect versus actually happening in real time. That's it for these two watches. If you guys have any questions further, I will answer them in the comments below.
We got another one. Look at him working. Sales training, things are buzzing.
Let Steve Irwin him, take him down.
Oh, we got one. We got classic Cranston. He's moving. Confused the question. Let's see if the sales training has paid off. Let's see if you can bring in this deal. You see the power stance? I'm gonna see what the sales guys think of sales training so far. Pull them one at a time, just to get some feedback. They probably hate it because it's uncomfortable. But Jai, you on the phone? Come over here. Okay. What's your thoughts of sales training so far? Yeah, how is it out there?
That's good. The first round was a little tricky, but we shaped up. Came out of the gate pretty hot. But
any pointers that you're gonna take away from this today?
Yeah. A lot of good pointers. I think just basically the overall closing aspect that he came in with, we were a little rough on, but I think he's showing us a few steps that we could take a little stronger.
You gonna close the deal today?
Yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Heads up.
This client came. He's actually in the showroom with Vic right now, and he had brought this trade in for a watch. Instantly, Vic kind of picked up something, so he brought me over just to look at it, and I can kind of instantly tell it was off. What did it for me was just at first glance, the etching on the rehaut. I could just tell, I don't know, like the spacing is off, the font is off, the way it's winding is off, the end links don't line up, and it's the wrong spring bars in here as well.
I always hate to be the one to break that news. It's not. So
even the back's not even lining
as soon as I got this in my hand, the gasket looked off the ring around the rehaut.
Yeah, but I mean, look at
those
the serial
bezel
number.
clicks.
Oh no, wind it.
That's not 180. And then the last thing I did, as soon as I wound it, I
Oh,
was like, that's the dagger.
Oh
god. We can give him.
We can awful. You have his contact, right?
Yeah.
Just get his contact, get his email, and say we can email him some documentation saying that it's not authentic. He bought it on Reddit.
Yo, my man.
What's up?
I got this guy, my first actual lead. He wants to get an olive day-date, or he wants to get the Paul Newman Daytona. He would prefer brand new, but if it's mint or like slightly worn, good price, he'll take it.
Okay.
And he also has a Daytona to trade in.
So proud of you.
Are you?
I am absolutely proud of you, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
I'm
trying to kill it.
I love the fact that you're selling watches.
Dude, it's
sincerely.
fucking-
Like, actually sincerely. We can get this one. I would quote like low 60s.
Okay.
He has that one.
Yes.
That he wants to trade in.
Slightly worn, August 2021.
2021.
And he had put aftermarket stickers on it.
Do you know which one he wants more?
I had asked him that, and he said he honestly wants that Paul Newman a little bit more.
Okay. Does he have a price for the watch that he has now?
I had asked him, he didn't give me one, but let me go ahead and text him back.
Figure that out first, just to get a little bit more of the information, and then, because what I like to do is basically gather all the information, so then I can go back to him one time and say, hey, here's the deal. If your watch trades for this is how much you owed on this watch. This is how much you owed on this watch. This is how much you would owe if it was used. This is how much you would owe if it was new. And then that way, all the questions that he can have are answered before he even asks them.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
You are the GOAT.
I think we got a problem.
What's that problem?
Earlier this month, all 3 cases were full. And look at our inventory now. Coming into this month, we had 3 full cases. We've sold about, I think it's like 83 or 84 watches so far this month. We have a week left, which is good because a lot of the watches that are coming in are getting sold. But if I look at this as one of my sales reps, or one of our sales reps, it doesn't really entice me. So I think the company's got to go out and buy more watches. Hopefully we can bring in more on consignment. We just need a lot more to work with for our sales guys. So I don't know if people have been noticing lately, but if they go on Alfred's Instagram account, Vic's Instagram account, or Marco's Instagram account, we've been posting nonstop want to buy. Pretty much any sport model Rolex we want to buy. Starting to move into some of the bigger pieces as well. We have 2 platinum Daytonas here. We have a meteorite Daytona. We have a 5990 that just came in that's still in our safe. It needs to be photographed. We're starting to buy more inventory to obviously stock our display cases because this is pretty bare. At the same time, a lot of the consignment watches that were here that have been sold. Business is doing well, but this is a problem, Matt. We need more to work with. Now, once our client brings the other 25 watches, that'll be this entire case. This is more of a luxury case for us. In totality, there is enough room for probably close to 185 watches in this room. One client will have this case, but we got to get these stocked. So if you guys have watches, you guys will see the want to buy post on Alfred, Victor, Marco's Instagram. Guys, we are buying. So if you guys have a watch that you guys want to sell, please reach out. We'll offer you a buy price and a consignment price. Obviously, we need to be a little bit healthy in our buy prices, but we're willing to work with you. So reach out. Let's fill these cases up.
All right, Mark, we just got your watch in. It looks great. Got your sub in. So per your request, you want us to size it up the way the sub fits. So I'm going to get that taken care of, and then we're going to get it out in the mail this afternoon.
Welcome back to my favorite segment, Ask Us Anything. Matt, what do we got on the agenda today?
Sorrow S says, Jimmy, a question to the whole team. 1 watch and 1 car. What's the team's picks?
My pick is look, I love vintage, but if I had one watch, it would be a Black Dial stainless steel Daytona, a 116-500. As for a car, I already have my dream car, the 911 Carrera S. If money wasn't an issue, I would push that up to maybe a Turbo S or a GT3 RS, but I'm pretty comfortable with 911 Carrera S.
I love this question. There's only 1 watch and 1 car that comes to mind. The RM47, that Samurai. The car is a Porsche 356.
1 watch, I'm always going to go with the Rolex 6262 Paul Newman. If you gave me 1 car to drive forever, I would have to pick, it would have to be a Porsche 911 of some sort. Those Porsches just drive perfect as a daily driver. They're so subtle, and they also just, you know, they hit all the corners. They're fun, they're fast, they're subtle, and they're also very reliable for what they are.
1 watch and 1 car, right up my alley. I'm gonna go with a Platinum Day-Date 228206. So that'll be with the ice blue dial. To me, that watch is it's a heck of a piece. You feel it on the wrist. It has that presence, but it's very subtle. So I really like that about the watch. You know, when not everybody knows what you have on your wrist. With the cars, I mean, I'm an American muscle guy, so I'm gonna have to go with a Corvette. I say C6. That's to me one of the last real American muscle, you know, specs of the Corvette. I don't really too much like the C7 and 8, so I would say the C6.
I'm just gonna go with the Meteorite Pepsi because it's so cool. So the 126719 BLRO on the Meteorite. It's gonna be my 1 watch. 1 car, the Bugatti Veyron World Record Edition, or the Zonda 760 Lewis Hamilton one, or just an Aventador SV.
For me, it's gonna be a GT3 RS, and the 1 watch forever would probably be a 5167A. Patek Philippe Aquanaut.
That business trainer says, a viewer from the UK. We own the Mobberley Ice Cream Company, and we would like to know everyone's favorite ice cream flavors.
There's only 1 flavor for me. I don't cheat on my ice cream. It is cookies and cream. Oreo and vanilla, that's all I need, time and time again.
Easy, cookies and cream.
My favorite ice cream flavor is Rocky Road, for sure.
I'm not an ice cream guy, but when I do eat it, I'm a cookies and cream, you know?
Man, I might get more heat from this than anything I've ever said before. I like mint chocolate chip.
Favorite ice cream flavor, cookies and cream.
Brian says, dodged my question on employee pay for the 2nd video. You can't answer the hard questions?
Hey, I'll answer the hard questions. Sometimes we just don't pick the questions because we go through it at a certain time, and maybe you commented before or after, but employee pay, in terms of our sales team, most of it's commission. They get paid 15% of profit. They also have monthly bonuses that they can hit, and then what we call ramp rates. So we set a target that we want them to hit each quarter. If they hit those targets, they get an additional bonus. I would say the target for our sales teams in this market environment, if they do what we think they can do, they should be making low 6 figures. So somewhere between, let's call it 110, 120,000. If they do $1 million of profit, they're gonna skyrocket past that. They'll start doing 200,000 to 300,000. But just like any other sales position, you eat what you kill. So it wouldn't be surprising if someone did, let's say, 50 or 60,000, just because the role is heavily commission based. So to answer your question though, the target should be somewhere around 110 to 120 in this market environment.
Adam Kane says, no, Vic, I'm sure he said in a video a while ago that was his grail, an engagement gift, and would never sell it.
I knew this was coming. Baby girl, I hope you don't watch this, but man. No comment.
Peter says, question, how do you guys manage risk of holding inventory in a bear market? Thanks, from Australia.
This is a great question. So our goal when we hold inventory is to never hold it for like more than a week. When we're buying or trading and the numbers that we give are based on a price that makes the client happy, makes us make some money, and sells, fairly quickly. So the way we have been pretty successful in this bear market, I would say, is just adapting to the market and buying at a good price where it's not pissing off the client and also making us, a profit that we need. We've been doing fantastic with that, I think. I've been trying to buy products and sell them within 24 to 48 hours. So that's kind of basically how we, mitigate the issue of holding too long in a bear market.
Ann says, question, has retail clients picked up since the drop?
Absolutely. We're actually getting a lot of retail clients coming in right now because it's a really good time to buy. People are starting to figure out that the watch market has likely stabilized or bottomed. Whether you believe that or not, entirely your opinion. But at this point in time, a lot of big models have come down 20, 30, 40%. So a lot of people are just, regardless of where the market goes, they're just comfortable buying at this level. So we're actually getting a lot of people coming in and buying inventory or trading in their watch to a higher watch that they've always wanted. That's another week here at Grand Caliber. Guys, we really appreciate the support. I think we're on to something. I think we're making some big changes that you're starting to see the effects of. At the end of the day, we're just a couple of guys and female trying to grow this business. And we're doing everything that we can. We want to do it the right way, or at least the way that we think is the right way. So I appreciate this feedback. I appreciate the support. See you next week.